I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psychacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the subject of today's short talk is how to suffer less in life. I mean, who wouldn't want to know how to suffer less in life? That's pretty much the top of my list of hobbies and interests. Now, what I've discovered over the years is that the root of a great deal of my unnecessary suffering lies in my decision to say no to whatever is happening in the present moment. For whatever reason, I've made the decision that what is happening is something that I don't want, and therefore I put myself in the position of resisting reality. This saying no, this turning away, this resistance creates friction. And this friction is a source of a good amount of unnecessary suffering on this planet. Here's the thing. Our resistance to the present moment does not improve the present moment. If anything, it provokes resistance and defensiveness in those around us, which often leads to the exacerbation or the worsening of the unpreferred situation. It also instills the spirit of suffering inside of me, which prevents me from responding optimally to whatever's going on around me. So regardless of whether we should or shouldn't resist a given outcome, we can certainly make the argument that it is less effective to do so. It generally doesn't help us get what we want. On the other hand, I've learned that if I can find a way to turn toward the present moment, to say yes to it, to accept that it is what it is, then at the very least, I succeed in not making my situation any harder than it already is. And if I'm lucky, this turning towards can even improve my situation. How? By adopting a posture of willingness to work with what is, as opposed to a posture of willfulness that insists that reality conform to my preference. I give myself the best possible chance of recognizing the potential that may be inherent in the situation. Very few things in life are so completely, categorically negative that they can't be used to some advantage. And by adopting a posture of willingness, we can continue to work towards our goals regardless of the prevailing conditions. Now, surrendering to the necessity of the present moment is easier said than done. It's simple, but it's not easy. One thing that helps is to remember that you're doing this out of enlightened self-interest. You practice willingness not because you condone or approve of what's happening, but because you want to suffer less. And by suffering less, you allow yourself to be in that moment with, let's say, more of your faculties intact, so that you can respond more effectively to whatever happens to be in that present moment. By turning towards and saying yes, you can even, sometimes but not always, improve the situation. What do you think? Have you found this to be effective in your own experience? Remember to like and subscribe for the algorithm. And if you'd like to schedule a consultation, you can reach me at psychackspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.